I thought I was recording, but I wasn't, so we are gonna do this again. I picked up two of the Curator's eyeshadow palettes from Hourglass. These are the two that I knew I'm gonna wear the most. This one is the Modernist, this one is the Expressionist. I like the names. Modernist has 3 matte shades, 1 metallic, and the Expressionist one has 4 metallic shades. These are metal. I swatched one of the shades from Expressionist before I realized that I'm not recording. This is Modernist, this is Expressionist. Modernist is the one that has 3 matte shades. Expressionist has 2 cool tone colors, but it also has 2 warm tone colors. So this one might be a little bit more versatile, and these look like a lot of good one and done colors, but this also looks very beautiful. Let me show you a close-up of Expressionist. These are very tiny, and I think these are going to be comfortable to travel with, but I won't travel with these because these are very expensive, and if they break, my heart will break. And this is the close-up of the Modernist. These shades don't have a name, so I'm just gonna swatch them based on the bag 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, this is 2, 3, and 4. The darker color is a bit harder than everything else, but these are very creamy eyeshadows. Feel very soft and very creamy to the touch. This would be the Expressionist. From top to bottom, we have number 1, 2, 3, and 4 based on the back of the palette. First one and the third one look warmer. Number 2 and number 4 look more cool toned. Color wise and texture wise, this is a good one and done eyeshadow palette. Obviously I haven't used it, so I cannot talk about the quality of the eyeshadow palette yet, but this is a good one because you get 2 cool tone shades, which is this one, and then you get 2 warm tone shades, which is this one, and you also have different depth. So more like a smoky kind of eyeshadow, and then more like a one and done, very light colored eyeshadow. And you can also mix and match all of these together. I am very impressed with the setup of this palette. So this was Expressionist. Let's swatch Modernist on the other hand. I'm gonna do the same thing, go from the back of the palette. I hate when they do this. This says 2 is metallic, so 2 is this one. This is not 1. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean. The metallic shade in this one is not as soft as the other ones and less glittery to me. Beautiful color though, love it. Ooh. Same here, you have different colors with different opacities, but this one is more like a one eyeshadow palette, one look. You can make it more like glam using the metallic shade, or you can only use the 3 matte shades. And this is another reason that I didn't pick up Minimalist. I feel like if I'm gonna use matte shades, this should be enough for me. And this is this palette. The last shade, which is the black one, it looks patchy on swatching, but it is a good quality. It is just because of the fact that when you are swatching with your fingers, some oils come through and make it harder to have an even swatch. That first color is gorgeous. This mid-tone color, it is not a very cool tone color. It is more like a neutral one, which makes this eyeshadow palette more versatile. I wasn't sure if I'm gonna like these. So far, this has been a very impressive eyeshadow setup in general. Last color in Modernist is matte, and the last color in Expressionist is metallic. The only metallic color in this one is the first one, but Expressionist is all metallic. I'm gonna use each on one side. I thought I'm gonna like Expressionist more, but after I swatched Modernist, I like this one too. The quality of mattes in here are promising. So if the quality of the Minimalist one is the same, these are good quality eyeshadows upon swatch and they feel very creamy, but let's use it and see how they are really on the eyes. I'm gonna try to use all 4 shades in both of these. I might need to clean up my eyelids for the Expressionist palette to be able to use all 4 shades. I put on some concealer on my eyelids, and I also put on the RMS powder. This one, the Hydra powder. I could use Sonia G, Chikuhodo, and my Fude brushes, but I'm gonna use my BK Beauty brushes because not everybody has natural hair brushes, and BK Beauty brushes are perfect quality. I just wish they had more innovative shapes. like this one from Vengas, this one from Chikuhodo, this one from Vengas, or even this one from Sonia G. I'm gonna use BK Beauty 201 and use this color, this one as my base. Let's do Modernist on this eye. Very close to my skin tone. The lighter shades, I cannot tell if they are blendable or not because they don't show up too much, so let's continue. Now I'm gonna use this color in my crease with the same brush. I'm gonna change to BK Beauty 211 to get into the crease of my eye. These MAC colors are very subtle, but they are very blendable. I'm going back to the lighter color. Very smooth. Well, we didn't expect anything else from Hourglass. Their powder products are top notch. I don't know what's up with this wrinkle here. It doesn't go away. I'm gonna use this color all over my lid. I'm gonna first use my finger. This is a beautiful color. Very subtle shine, no fallout. Let me use a brush. This is BK Beauty 203. I hate that I like this so much. This is so expensive, so unreasonably expensive. I feel like those two Dior eyeshadow palettes are happening again, which I'm gonna show you the swatches of those as well. Let me use a little bit more of the darker matte color. I have to say this metallic color, this one doesn't show up too metallic-y on my face. I'm not mad at that. That's what I like. But I wouldn't call this metallic. This has a very subtle shine to it. This is the metallic shade in this eyeshadow palette, which is the Modernist. Now let's use BK Beauty 204 to apply the darkest shade. These are a lot more subtle on the eyes than the swatches. This looks like a very dark color in the pan, but it is not as dark on my eyes, which I like. But if you are counting on it and if you have a darker skin tone than me and you wanted to pick up something that you can make a smoky eye look with it, this might not be it. And this color has a little bit of fallout here. I tried tapping it, but it didn't have enough color on my brush when I tapped it. I put on powder, so it was very easy to clean off. I'm going back with my concealer brush to clean up the edges. Going back with BK Beauty 203 to blend this out. It has a little bit of that metallic-y shade on it too. Honestly, I'm impressed. This is the eye look without mascara. After the mascara comes in, it is gonna look better. There was no issues with blendability or anything with this one. I don't know about the other eyeshadow palette yet, but I think this one is gonna be my favorite. I'm gonna apply a little bit more of the metallic color. If you are buying it for this metallic color, this doesn't show up as a metallic, as a true metallic. It mostly shows up as a satin shade. Let's put on the other eyeshadow palette, which is Expressionist, on the other eye and then apply mascara. I'm gonna apply these three the way I applied the lighter eyeshadows on the other eye and use this one as my eyeliner. This is gonna be very shimmery, very shiny, but I wanna try all of them. I'm gonna use this one first as an all over color. And then I'm going to use BK Beauty 209 to apply this to the inner corner. These also don't look very metallic-y to me. More metallic-y than that one shade, but not very metallic-y that I would call them metallics. I'm sure if you wet them, they're gonna be more impactful, but I don't want that. I actually like this level of shine. Beautiful frosty color though. It is frosty, but it is wearable in my opinion. I'm gonna apply this color to the middle of my eyelid. This has more of a warmer tone to it. It has some peach shimmer to it. This is the second lightest color from the Expressionist. I'm gonna apply a little bit more with my finger. I don't see much of a difference between the fingers and the brushes. I'm gonna use the same brush, BK Beauty 209, to apply the gold shade or the warm shade. I cleaned up 209. I'm gonna apply this color now. That is so cool. This looked very warm on my hand, but now it looks more like bronzy on the eyes. This is a gorgeous color. I'm usually not a fan of these kinds of colors, but this is not warm at all. I'm cleaning up my brushes in between, so I'm not mixing them together. Again, I'm gonna use my finger to apply a little bit more. To me, this looks more like an olivey brown. Now let's use this color to see how much depth it will give us. For this one, I'm gonna go back to BK Beauty 209. A lot of fallout. Let's see if it is cleaning up. This one has a bit of fallout, so maybe you want to use this before putting on everything else. This looks like more of a charcoaly brown. Let me use it with the same brush that I used the darker color in the other palette. This is BK Beauty 204. I want to use it the same way because this feels a little bit patchy. My only concern with this eyeshadow palette is that I don't have a color to blend out the edges. Something like the lighter color in the other one or the second lightest shade. So if I don't want to use this as a one and done color, it is very hard to blend them together because they are all metallic-y shades. I thought this one is gonna be a bit too dark as a one and done color, but I think based on the swatch and based on the blend on my eye, I think I can pull this through as a one and done eyeshadow. Let me use a little bit on my finger. Yeah, this could be a very beautiful one and done color. If you are a one and done eyeshadow wearer, I would suggest this one. This is the Expressionist because all of these shades are beautiful alone. You can also use this as inner corner highlight with every other shade. But if you want all the different depth in eyeshadow palette and you want to have mattes along with shimmers, this is a very good eyeshadow palette. So each one, depending on what you need, could be a good eyeshadow palette. I knew I'm gonna like the shimmery colors, but I was very impressed with the matte eyeshadows. I like that they did different things. They have an all matte eyeshadow palette, all metallic, one eyeshadow palette that only has one metallic shade, all the others are matte. So they are different based on the personality of the makeup wearer, I feel like. I'm gonna put on a little bit of concealer, clean up, and do my mascara and be back. Now I'm gonna swatch these two eyeshadow palettes from Dior. These are the limited edition Diorshow 5 color eyeshadow palettes. I have brown cashmere and silk taupe, which I reviewed before. So if you are not interested in the swatches and comparisons, this video has ended right now for you. But if you want to see the swatches and if you have these and want to see how different they are, you can continue watching. I have to mention these Diorshow palettes, they have different textures in them. The Hourglass ones aren't that different between the textures. I'm gonna swatch silk taupe next to Modernist and brown cashmere next to Expressionist. These aren't very close in color to each other, but I feel like if you mix these two together, you can get a mixture of these two together as well, if that makes sense. Not very close, but close enough, I think, but let's see the swatches. Okay, I decided to do it differently because I feel like these have a mixture of all colors in them. This hand is the Hourglass palettes, this one is the Diorshow palettes. I have Modernist from Hourglass, Expressionist from Hourglass, then we have Silk Taupe from Dior, and here we have Brown Cashmere. You see some of the shades are a bit comparable to each other, but in general the Hourglass ones are a lot more cool tone, even compared to Silk Taupe, which was the most cool tone color story in the Diorshow ones. This color here from the Hourglass Modernist palette is very comparable to this one. The Dior one looks lighter in the swatches, but actually I feel like this was lighter on the eyes. This is also a little bit more neutral than this one. This color and this color are very comparable, but the Hourglass one is a lot more cool toned. The browns are very comparable. Actually, the brown in the Brown Cashmere one looked a little bit cool toned to me before, but now these two are a lot more cool toned in my opinion. And also this color is very comparable to this olivey color here in the Expressionist palette, and this color here, which is the middle shade in the Brown Cashmere palette in Dior, is very comparable to this one in the Expressionist palette from Hourglass. This is more glittery, this is more metallic in my opinion. I think these are different enough. At least to me, this color story is different enough to pick up, and this was my favorite palette. It was the Modernist. I thought I'm gonna like this palette more, but I think I like this palette more. I prefer it more. Even though this has a lot of one and done shades, this one looked a lot better on my eyes and with my skin tone, and this is a lot more cool tone, but not so cool tone that it looks gray on my eyes. So this is it. I hope this was helpful and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it and maybe consider subscribing if you haven't already. I hope you have a great rest of the day and I will see you in my next video. Bye!